What's up, my beautiful peeps? Welcome to your weekly energy report for the week of February. Yeah, February 23rd to March 1st. And a lot to talk about today. We got a lot of changes going on. We got a lot of things coming up, and we are going to dive right into it. But first, before I get into the astrological aspects, I want to talk about mental health. Been meeting a lot of people lately that are, waking up and suddenly feeling themselves to be just not really knowing who they are. There's the shift. The shift is so big right now, so deep, so intense that, we are really coming into a time where I feel like this is like a global Saturn return. Like last year was, the breakdown, and now it's about the breakthrough, right? But this breakthrough, it's creating a lot of disturbance in the force, if you will, right? And I've been meeting a lot of people that are experiencing a lot of things like anxiety, depression, confusion, feeling energies, not knowing how to process it, not knowing how to work with it. And it's been very, I'm finding that my strength and my knowledge is really coming out, and I'm able to help a lot of people. But, at the same time that a lot of people are waking up and coming into these experiences and, dipping into, things like Reiki and, these different healing modalities, sound lounges and whatnot. A lot of people are just going down some rabbit holes and, doing substances to supposedly wake themselves up, but then they're not working with the medicines, right? They're not working with themselves. They're not doing the shadow work. And shadow work is so, so important. And we really need to be honest with ourselves about where we're going, what we're doing, how we're, getting there, and surrounding ourselves and really looking within, seeing, like, are we always gossiping? Are we always talking shit? Are we always complaining and bitching? Because our thoughts represent, our, emotions, and then we, law of attraction, right? We bring to us whatever it is that we're feeling and thinking. So you go to like a doctor, a Western medicine doctor, and they give you a pill, right, to suppress it. But also, we have a lot of people that are like, let's, come talk to people, check everything out, make sure that everything is, make sure that if you have any kind of issues that you're talking about it, you're getting out there. But then the world shuns you if you have some kind of, what's up, Steve? Then, they shun you when you have everything written down on paper, like, for example, like if you're diagnosed with, bipolar disorder or anxiety or depression, then you can't get a gun. You can't, like, you have all these restrictions that come with this, and then you're sort of shunned by the world. And then you're like, well, why the hell did I ever go get help? Because the help really suppressed my ability to function in the world. Right now, I have been studying, shamanism and shamanistic practices for a long time. I've dabbled in Buddhism. I've dabbled with, Christianity and, other religions. I'm not really a huge fan of religion per se, but, I do believe that, it can help people in the right circumstances, right? Work of the heart. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. The shamanistic approach to mental imbalances. I don't even like to say mental health, because that's there's like a connotation to that says it's bad, it's not right, it's good, right? When we're imbalanced and we're going through something, the key is to acknowledge that there's an imbalance, but look at what within is not connected. That's when we're not connected to our heart, right? And we need to be connected to our heart in order to understand what our soul is guiding us to. So, I encourage you all to really do your due diligence, do your research, and reach out to people. Yes, heavy stigma. Exactly. Thank you, Loba. reach out to people that you resonate with, that you feel like, yeah, I understand that, right? I get it. Like people that have gone through the process. Like when I got out of the military, I was diagnosed with depression, with manic depression, with borderline personality disorder, with severe anxiety, all, a ton of things. I went to college for psychology, and what they teach you is only like the left brain portion of, what it means. It doesn't really allow you to open up fully and properly. Okay. So all this change, all this energy that's going on, that's really pushing us into this new world, this new place. We must really step into understanding our heart and feeling the feelings and acknowledging the feelings. And if you're around people that, you're talking about your feelings and you're just getting more confusion, or you're just feeling like, it's not helping you understand you, right? That's an issue. That's a problem. So we need to really look within and feel what's going on, and find whatever it is. We need to explore and evaluate ourselves through trying out these different things, these different healing modalities, and these different ways that we can come into the authentic version of ourselves, right? It's so important. So, I encourage you guys, reach out to me if you resonate with what I say and the message that I, put out there, because I'm here to help. And I love working with you guys. And, I use astrology to help you understand your consciousness, right? That's through my process of learning myself and how to, stand up in my true authenticity, has been mostly through astrology. But I've explored Reiki, I've explored crystals, I've explored Theta healing, I've explored like different types of meditations, and I mean, I've really explored pretty much all of it. And there's more and more things coming out every day. I'm actually working on developing my own modality, okay, and really talking about shadow work. I'm going to start talking a lot more about shadow work here on these videos. Okay, so if there's anything in particular that you would like me to talk about, please DM me, let me know, message me, put it in the comments below on YouTube, and let's explore these together. Okay, very, very important. There's a lot of escapism going on, and that is Neptune in the third decan of Pisces, and as it continues to go, right, when Neptune gets to the very end of Pisces, that is literally finishing up a 280, 300 year cycle of our intuitive, guidance, and people are activating and waking up at very, very deep levels. So we have this week, we have a full moon in Virgo, which I made a video on that. Okay, so you guys can go to my YouTube and check that out, because this full moon is going to be pretty intense. All right, I mean, the energy is intense regardless, but the energy is asking us to stand up, step into our healing process, to step into, our true authentic self. And now that Mercury is direct, we have all these planets direct for about the next 2 months. Okay, so this is the time, guys. This is the time to really dive into the shadow, to dig deep, and to really acknowledging, are you in a relationship that's triggering you, that's making you feel, less like, if you're in a relationship, or if you're around people and friends that you feel like you can't fully be your authentic self around them, then that's trying to teach you something. Everything in our reality is our teacher, right? And as everything in our reality is our teacher, we must have the discipline, the willpower, and the humility to step in and say, okay, I'm feeling this. It feels off. It feels uncomfortable. What is it trying to teach me? Now, it's not anybody else's fault out there. There is no fault in this. Okay. People, situations in our life are here to teach us. Our reality is a reflection of how we feel about ourselves internally. Okay. So step into that and, allow yourself to cry. Allow yourself to go within. If you need some me time, some alone time, take that time. If you need to connect with new people, like get out of your comfort zone, and like people that you resonate with, just reach out. Like that in itself can be overcoming your fear and overcoming these blocks in this resistance. Okay, we also, we hold these emotions in our tissue, our physical tissue. So if your body is hurting, uncomfortable, it feels imbalanced, go get some body work done. All right. Look into these different things and see, this feels right. Wow. Yeah. I really resonate with this. This really makes sense. And, go deeper into it, read books. I really recommend Caroline Miss. She helped me understand the chakra systems and the emotional components that are related to that. Okay. So this week, we have Venus going into Pisces, which is going to be huge, okay? Because Venus loves being in Pisces. Pisces is a mutable energy, okay? That means it's changeable. That means we're shifting. We're going from a fixed energy, right? And Venus in Aquarius is more about, I love everybody and I want to, create community and build all this stuff. And then going into Pisces, it's more like, okay, how can I learn to take this community, step into this new world, but solidify my boundaries, right? What makes me feel good inside? What do I want to change, shift, grow into, alter, manipulate, modify, whatever you want to call it, and go into that and honor yourself before you honor someone else. This is about taking our power back. We also have Pluto moving into 26 degrees of Capricorn. Now, this is just 1 degree away from where Pluto was in 1776 for the Pluto return. So being 1 degree away, that's where shit is rising to the surface. It's rising, and it's going to hit a pinnacle point later on towards the end of the year, end of 2021 into 2022, and pretty much for the entire year of 2022. Okay. And that is where you're going to see shit really hit the fan, especially with all these things and politics going on. Look, the left and the right, they're both traps. They're both negative. They're both talking shit. It's like a couple teenagers flinging mud at each other. In fact, the picture that just came into my head when I was thinking that was, I went to Woodstock way back in the day. Yeah, that's how old I am. And in 1999, and there was a period of time where they were charging $8 for a 8-ounce bottle of water, and people were getting pissed because they were running out of water, and it was 110 degrees, no shade, and so people started breaking down the water mains, and there was this big hill that went down into the beer garden, right? So all this water went through the shitters, there was hundreds of porta potties. And all this shit created this big puddle, and people started playing in it. People started sliding down the hill and taking big gobs of grass and shit and throwing it at the beer tent. And in the beer tent, people started fighting with the shit playing people, and it was fucking gross. It was just absolutely ridiculous, right? So this is what we're doing, the energy in the United States right now is people are flinging shit back and forth at each other, and it's we really need to grow up. Okay, this is absolutely ridiculous, but we do have our freedom at stake here. So what makes you feel free? How do you honor yourself, and what kind of life do you want to live? And really be honest with yourself about that. And where do you give your power away? Pluto, at the deepest core is all about taking your power back and looking at where you give your power away, and having the courage and the strength and the self-love to take your power back and, stand in that power. You know what? I have to love myself, protect myself. So I'm going to go over here, you go over there, and that's it. Right. So, and then we also have Mars, at the very end of Taurus. By the end of this week, it'll be at the cusp of 28, 29 degrees, which is the anorectic degree of Taurus, right? Which is also where the Pleiades is. So this is infusing us, okay, more. Now, Mars in Taurus is very slow moving. It's very looking at the foundation, needing to make shifts and maneuver into these new energies, but we're not quite ready to go yet. Next month, once Mars gets into Gemini, that's when it's okay, let's go, let's move. Blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? That's how Mars talks. Blah, 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 blah. And with Venus moving into Pisces, our divine feminine is now learning new ways to receive and really wanting to feel good. Just, so I think love is on the docket right now. It's coming into new relationships, reviewing old ones, seeing how past relationships, how they were imbalanced, or how we fed the jealousy, the envy, all these different ways that we get in our own way, that we sabotage ourselves. Okay. Of course, we have Saturn now that is, has moved beyond, and it's actually going to go in. Saturn is going to go into 8 degrees this week on tomorrow. All right, sweet. So with Saturn at 8 degrees too, we're moving into another layer of this Aquarian energy of growing in, of creating. A lot of this is creating new foundations, looking for that deeper level stability. Now, that being said, all this shadow work is going to be coming up, because to move into this place, we're going to have to, we're going to be outgrowing friends. We're going to be outgrowing family. We're going to be outgrowing relationships. All right. So step into this, to this growth, and realize what is good for you and what is not. It just requires a lot of really, really deep, introspection and some brutal honesty with ourselves. Okay. We also have Chiron moving into 7 degrees here on tomorrow as well. So we have all this new depth, this new energy, where we're still excavating, we're still going deeper. And we have Black Moon now moving back into Taurus, which has basically been in Taurus, for about a year now. And Jupiter at 15 degrees, moving right along halfway through Aquarius. On the 25th is when we have Venus going into Pisces. Okay. Mars is now moving forward. It's going to be at 12 degrees, moving into 13 degrees this week. And of course, on the 26th, 27th, very early on the 27th, we're going to be having this full moon in Virgo. Now here, I'm going to look at the exact time, because we have a yod during this full moon. And this yod, of course, I'm all about these yods. That's how we roll. And let's see, 8 degrees. Yeah, okay, here we go. And with this yod, okay, this is a reality check, guys. This is looking deep, a reality check. So whatever it is that you have to bring up, it's you're going to be purging. There's a big, deeply purging, moving forward, starting new projects. Say, for example, you're in a certain particular situation around people or whatnot, and you're finding that you're not making money, or you're feeling heavy, right? You're feeling tired all of a sudden. You don't know why. Don't just start popping stimulants and Adderall and caffeine and shit trying to push your way through it. That is not a good idea. Okay. If you're feeling tired, you have to ask yourself, because again, we're all super hypersensitive to energy right now, and it's going to continue that way. This is why we have to really focus on this shadow work and be honest with ourselves about where we're at. All right. And this yod is, the learning lesson is the full moon. Okay. So, Pisces is all about mutability. Virgo is also mutable, but it's an earth sign, right? So it's, how do we get grounded? How do we align ourselves with our heart? Where is it that we need to grow? A lot of growth. But I do think that this is going to be really great with Venus now being in Pisces. Whenever something feels right, whenever something feels good, you're going to feel that too. Okay. Way, way deeper, way more intensely. This is going to require discipline. Okay. A lot of discipline. And let's see, when is this, this Instagram keeps blanking out on me. All right. So, okay, so we're going to have the Venus conjunct the sun next week. So that's not going to be quite there yet. And Mercury is going to conjunct Jupiter next week as well. So we don't have to necessarily worry about that quite yet. We also have the nodes now 15 degrees. So now they're halfway through their process, and the nodes are speeding up, right? So it almost feels like time is moving faster. Time is really just coming along. And when we get attached to energies, when we get attached to people, to places, to things, to the place that we're at in our life, right? right now that life is moving us in a forward direction, but we could, want to stay where we're at. And so if you're trying to do something, or if you're trying to prevent something from being done and there's resistance to it, or it's like, it just, no matter how hard I try or do, it's just not working, then step away from it. Whatever's meant to be for you right now is going to move. It's going to go smooth. Now, you do have to move through your fears, if the difficult conversations, right? The difficult logistics. Like, if you have to move, then you got to look at logistics. Like, fuck, this is so much work. It's a pain in the ass. But you know what? All these processes are teaching you something about yourself. They're teaching you that you need to grow in this area. That they're teaching you that you need to step into this unknown, step into this feeling, step into this reality, and be honest with yourself. Be like, okay, I'm going to go into this with humility. And as I move forward into it, what is this experience making me feel? And that feeling is what's trying to teach you. Okay. So allow this to teach you, allow the vulnerability to unfold. All right. While, all year we're going to have this Saturn sextile to Chiron, and Chiron a semi-sextile to Uranus. So this is bridging the gap between the control dynamics in our consciousness and in our reality, right? And the evolution of going into the unknown, of breaking the mold of where we're stuck and where we are misaligned. A lot of people living in their head right now. Okay, get out of your head, get into flow state, find what makes you feel like you're in your flow state, right? For me, when I have my nutrition on point, when I sleep at night really well, when I get up in the morning and make myself move, movement is life. Okay, we got to move our body, especially with all this energy moving. So there's a two-phase or pronged process with this, of moving energy through our body to grow, because we hold our emotions in our physical tissue, right? So say you have a lower back issue, go do some yoga, go get a body work session in, go do some vibroacoustic therapy, go do something that is going to move the energy around. And as it moves, you're going to feel the emotion come up, and you might have a purge, and you might, go into this weird space. But, provided that you learn how to create a safe and vulnerable space for yourself, this is what is going to bring the aha moments, the epiphanies. And now those moments, those moments of realization, those moments, the epiphanies, that is activating the Uranian energy. This is essentially Kundalini activation consistently. And, Kundalini is our sexual energy. So how are you using your sexual energy? Are you using it to seek validation through your ego, right? Our Kundalini is highly activated right now, because that is the energy that moves through all the chakras and moves from, our root all the way to our crown, and blasts through all these blockages. Okay, so where are these blockages happening for you? A lot of them are going to be in the lower three chakras, right? Because we have a lower three, and then we have our top four. This is the ego mind. This is where we come from, that impulsive place. And then we have the higher mind, or the higher self, which is from the heart up. Okay. So as you work through these blockages, as you face yourself, as you do the shadow work, all right, you will start to feel energy more. You'll start to become more sensitive. It's like, as you increase it, it requires increased responsibility. It requires us to look deeper at ourselves, and it requires us to really flow and go with the process. As it's almost like being on a roller coaster ride, and then suddenly the roller coaster ride keeps speeding up, and you go over these bigger, humps, and you've been holding on like, oh fuck. But then after a while you learn, okay, let go. But then they get bigger and bigger, and you're like, oh, okay, I want to hold on, but no, it is like back and forth, right? So let the roller coaster ride, trust the universe. This is all about letting go of control so we can trust and have faith. Okay, that's what Uranus wants us to do in Taurus, and it's going to affect our physical body in a very, very deep way. Okay, it's good that we have less of this energy now in Aquarius, because we got infused with all of this crazy information. It's a fixed sign. right? That fixed nature is very stubborn. It's very, maybe like you start something new. Oh, I got to do this now. Fuck, everything has to happen right now. Let's go, 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 go. And then you run into a brick wall and yep, because that's your innocent Taurus. Like, nope, you have to allow yourself to feel. The allowing yourself to feel is what increases trust and faith, because after you go through it, you're like, wow, I survived that. Okay. It's also why I'm seeing a lot of these medicines like Kambo and ayahuasca and Bufo and, Hape and Sananga and, these medicines that clear out these energies and blast through these blockages and help you grow faster. They will help you learn to ground. But the integration work is really where it's at. It's really where the growth happens. It's really where the process unfolds. So you can't just go into these medicines and just allow it to take over, allow it to do its thing. You have to go meet it halfway. That's essentially meeting the universe halfway. Like, okay, how do we sit in this, and how do we navigate it, and how do we go to this place and find a way to sit in that discomfort and stay there. And look, everybody has their own way they do this, and everybody has their own time frame they do this. But I will say that this is basically, it's shooting through so fast that it's not really giving you an option to sit there and dwell or think about it. It's sort of like saying like, all right, step in, it's time to go, whether you like it or not. And that's why we're also seeing a lot of people, like when it moves too fast and people aren't ready to wake up, they're literally solidifying themselves in this fear, in this lower dimension, and they're basically just going to wither away and die off. They're repeating this previous cycle that is just going to be a lot of control and fear and pain. And I know you guys don't want to feel that shit anymore, but in order to free yourself from it, you got to feel more now, and then over time it'll dissipate, and you learn how to work with it. This is the essence of shadow work. So meeting your shadow, making friends with your shadow with love, okay? This is not about an eye for an eye. This is not about, oh, these people fucked me over. My parents, treated me like shit. I was homeless. I was, raised, like with drug addicts for parents, or I was, like I've met a lot of women that have been, sex traffic, which is absolutely fucking horrendous and terrible. And I just so sad that we live in a world like that. But you know what? It happened. It happened to teach you a lesson. So yes, you were a victim when you were younger, and it sucks. But what are you going to do with that now? Are you going to take responsibility for it, or are you going to allow the victim mentality to run your life forever? Now, how do you spot a victim mentality? Well, I wrote about that in my book, so you can download my free ebook on my website, spiritualbodybuilder.com, right? But really, a victim mentality is when you see the external world as creating problems for you, right? It's getting up saying, well, I can't do this because this person did this, or I can't do this because I don't have enough money, or I can't do this because, I'm not good enough, right? Like I'm not able to do that for one reason or another because the external world says I can't. Right? That's complete bullshit, guys. When you start to take responsibility for your life and you shift that perspective and think, okay, I'm in this situation. What is this situation trying to teach me? How am I inviting this situation into my life? And where am I blocked? Where am I continually hitting a brick wall in this emotion that comes up within? And face that emotion and feel it and sit into it. And as you feel it and as you face it, you realize, okay, I need to shift this dynamic. How? By, maybe going within and not being around like friends, or maybe leaving a relationship, right? That isn't just not serving you, or maybe moving somewhere else, right? It could be like you just are not motivated. You're not inspired to do anything where you live. And you're like, I just been feeling called to move here, but I don't have enough money. I can't afford it. Like I don't know where to go. I don't know how to do this, or I don't know. I get it. You don't know. But if you take a step back and get out of your head for a minute, you will know, because there's going to be a feeling that comes up, and it's like a natural being drawn to it, but you have to slow yourself down and get out of your head and able to, in order to feel it. This is not about analysis, okay? You're probably analysis paralysis right now if you are analyzing everything. But now that Mercury is direct, it's giving us the answers, especially when Mercury comes up to Jupiter. That's Jupiter expands the cognitive function. Now, the cognitive function in Aquarius, it's very cerebral and it's very tunnel vision. Now, if you have tunnel vision, then we can use this energy, especially with Mars coming into Gemini, to move ourselves into, what's up, Rye? In order to move ourselves into this new place, but the moving of ourselves is within. Okay, the moving comes within first. Then we get the courage up, like, okay, I can sell a few of my things and I can get a U-Haul and reach out to people in this place. Oh shit, I have a friend that has a friend that's looking for a roommate. Oh, well, here we go. Well, you know, you got to start somewhere, right? And then you might move and you not know what the hell you're going to do and where you're going to go or what for work. But then suddenly your friends are, oh, well, hey, my other friend's doing this and we're doing that. I can get a job for you over here. You know, we have to go into this unknown place in order to discover the strength that we have, because we're going through a bridging process, if you will, between the control dynamic of having the safety and security and the unknown. Yeah, my pleasure, brother. And now we're moving into this new place that there's a lot of unknown, right? There's new people, new places, and it might be uncomfortable to meet new people because you feel lost. A lot of identity consciousness, like our identity, we may feel right now that we don't know who we are in a way, right? Because we are coming into this new version of us. But let me tell you, when you go into this, at some point, you're going to come into something that feels right. It's going to be a fuck yes. Okay. Follow the fuck yes. Follow that place, that person, that thing, that experience that is saying, this feels right. I know that I'm going into a better place. I don't know what it's going to bring me. I don't know where I'm going to go. I don't know how much money I'm going to make. I don't know, but it feels right. And as long as you continue to follow that feeling that's right, you will end up in the place that your higher self wants you to be. This is how you discover who you are and where you really want to go. But you may have to go through a period of time where you don't know, right? You still have to discover yourself to identify what you really want. So this requires courage. This requires trust. So step into that place that you feel those feelings, but just remember and know that you're going to go through a period of time where you may not feel anything like that. It may feel all dark and you have to go in. That's the dark night of the soul, guys, where you feel disconnected. You feel like you don't know who you are. And we all have to go. Every empath, every person that is going through this awakening process goes through this period of time where they don't know who they are, where they feel lost. I went through it for, I went through 3 different periods of that over the last 10-year span. The last one lasted about like 3.5 years. Okay. And it made me very, very strong. It almost killed me. I really thought that for a while. It was so bad. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. Like I was depressed. I was exhausted all the time. I had no mental clarity. I didn't know what I was doing. And it was difficult. But I got to a point where I was like, fuck it. You know what? Whatever's meant to happen is going to happen. I want to create all these things in my life, but clearly it's not meant for me right now. Even doing these videos, right? At first, when I started doing them, I tried looking to see what everybody else wanted to hear, what everybody else would resonate with. And when I tried to do that, nobody fucking listened to me. I got no responses. It wasn't until I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to treat this like a vlog. Just talk about myself, what I'm feeling, what I'm going through, and really express my vulnerability and my authenticity. When I did that, boom, started, blowing up and coming together. Now, and I am even myself in this new place where I'm growing and learning again. And there is a bridge, but I've been in this bridge before. So I trust and I have faith. And I'm seeing now, because I have this different perspective shift, how things that I've been working on manifesting for years are finally coming together, but they're also shifting and changing in ways that I personally don't understand right now. But I'm staying in faith, and I know that I'm going to be taken care of. And all my fundamentals are good. They're straight, right? I don't have everything that I want right now, but I think that that is a thing that lasts basically for a lifetime. You just have to accept it. Some, like some people that have a lot of money, right? A lot of people that have money don't have love, or they don't have, like they don't feel fulfilled, right? Like they get a new car, they get a jet, they get, they go buy girls or whatever. And it's instant gratification. It lasts for a little while, but they get sick of it. And then that feeling comes back because they're not addressing the feeling. They're compensating. Some people have great relationships, but have no money, right? And, it's very rare to see people that have great relationships, a lot of money, and have a really abundant, beautiful, great life. And we need to do more of this, but we have to be willing to face all these different areas of our consciousness in order to really face these blockages. Because look, we're living in a time where we grew up with all this conditioning, but 99% of people grew up in, dysfunctional households. That's okay. It is what it is. It's not our parents' fault. They were doing the best they could where they were at. And let me tell you, like, children are our greatest teachers, So if you have children, what are your children trying to teach you? Do they drive you nuts? Do they make you feel loved? They make you feel like you have a problem and no good? I mean, all these things are the way that we're learning, guys. All these ways and things are our teachers. I call it Earth School. So be aware, pay attention to what's going on in your life and what it's trying to teach you, because that is where the growth happens. And then when you go within and you come from your heart space and you come from this place of, like owning your shit, that's when the external world starts to reflect the internal world. Okay. I've been working with a lot of new people, man. And it's like, I see through everybody's shit. And I'm very grateful to have the strength and the ability to do and see that now. But at the same time, it's like, I used to really want to just shake people up, like, wake up. I want to see you happy and succeed, but people have to go through their own processes. We have to be patient and accepting and allowing within ourselves. Like, okay, if there's too much trigger, people get defensive, people close off their energy. They can't face that yet. They're not ready yet. But they will be in the right time. And when we have this love in our heart and this trust in our heart that what is meant for us is going to come to us and allow us to grow and, flourish on our own, then the right things come at the right times. You don't try to force anything. Like if you're trying to force creation of something right now, it's going to turn out bad. It's not going to be good. Okay. So please don't do that. Okay. Let it unfold organically. Let it. And even if there's situations in your life that you don't understand, they don't make sense, you feel like they're going to hurt people or whatever. Okay. Take it one day at a time and just be honest. And what I'm seeing a lot now is a lot of very difficult communication, difficult discussions, difficult things that we have to say that we feel very blocked in saying. We don't know how to put it into words, or it's like, I'm afraid that this person's going to be upset, or I'm afraid that, maybe you have to tell your significant other that something happened, right? And you're afraid they're going to leave you or something. When people respect honesty and this is where breakthroughs and breakdowns happen. And this is happening everywhere. So where are you blocking yourself? We all do it, myself included. Okay. It's just, as we do this work, the triggers, we start to recognize the triggers quicker, and we grow into the ability to step into those triggers with love and not allow the trigger to throw us out of whack. Okay. So this full moon is going to be sort of a reality check and bringing us up into this new, like, purified version of ourselves. And this is going to set us up to really get going. Like, this is like, all right, now it's time to structure. Now it's time to build. Now it's time to grow. Now it's time to learn. Now it's time to flourish. Right. And so looking into next month, next month is also the next 3 weeks of Pisces season. This is the end of the astrological year, right? So the beginning of the astrological year starts in Aries season, which starts the third week of March. Okay. So the third week of March is really when the beginning of the year is going to be getting going, especially if your ascendant is in Aries, like mine is. then this is really the new year for all of us. All right. But that's when things are going to start getting warmer. We're going to want to get outside, exercise and move around. Movement is life, guys. Get out there and move. Get that body moving and flowing. Yeah. All right. So this month is definitely ending with a bang. All right. Mars 28 degrees on the 28th. We have Pluto at 26 degrees now. And we have Mars trine to Pluto. Now, late last year, right, when we had the Great Conjunction, we had Mars square Pluto, and that happened 3 times. That sucked. I don't know about you guys, but man, I felt that shit so strong. Now it's like Mars trine Pluto. Okay. Now it's like from all that hard work, from all that going within, from all that deep, intense shit, now it's infusing us with the gift for moving through that however we move through it, right? It broke us down. Now it's going to build us up. This is deep passion. This is like, yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make it work. I'm going to go through it. I'm going to get to it. Like, this is like determination as fuck. DAF, DAF. So take this energy and step into it, but make sure that you're not being too stubborn where you're getting passionate about an ego-driven desire. Okay. That is the danger here, because it can make us feel very powerful. And if we're still in like a low vibration or a manipulative state, right, we could have all this motivation to, really do manipulative, negative things. And let me tell you right now, karma is coming around very quickly. And if you're going into anything with a dark or negative intention, although I don't think anybody here watching this is in that place, but you may see other people like that are finally just determined to, get back at somebody, or determined to, do something unethical to make some money, or, things like that. Watch out for that kind of stuff. Okay. We all have this passionate new beginning that we want to create. What is that passionate beginning for you from your heart? And no matter how big it looks, it could be like, I have no idea how the fuck I'm going to do this, but I'm just going to go into it with trust, and I'm going to take it one day at a time and do what I got to do and make it happen. Just going to make it happen. Just go. Okay. Let's see here. February 28th, March 1st. Of course, we have Black Moon moving back into Aries. When the hell is it going to move out of Aries and Taurus? I don't know. It's been here for like 2 years now. So on March 1st, we have Mercury at 15 degrees and Jupiter at 16 degrees. Okay. So, this is, and the moon is going to be quincunx to Neptune. But it's going to be trine. Okay. So the moon on the 1st, we actually have a grand trine here between the North Node, the moon, and Mercury and Jupiter. Okay. That is beautiful, with Mercury and Jupiter trining the North Node as well, with Mars trying to Pluto. This is beautiful, beautiful energy for stepping into this courage and having faith and feeling that destiny is guiding us forward, right? Feeling that, all right, we're meant to do this. We're going to go. There's a lot of fated and destined energy going on right now. So step into that faith with trust. You may not get what you think you're going to get. Especially if you have expectations, watch out for expectations, watch out for destination preoccupation, trying to get somewhere, right? The trick here is to keep yourself in the present moment with all this passion, all this fucking Kundalini energy, and learn how to alchemize it, learn how to work with it in your body. Okay. And doing the work within, living the work, basically. Okay. The more you do it, the better you get at it, the more you see your triggers, and the more you just stay in flow state. Okay. And you're like, okay, yep, I see that. I see that synchronicity is going to be all over the place. Seeing numbers like 111 and 666 and 888. And no, 666 is not a negative number. Okay. That's just something that religion created to scare people, just like the number 13 is not a bad number. It's actually represents the divine feminine. But 666 means that you need to look at structure, and you either need to create new structure. It also is a warning to watch out for ego desires and ego gratification. Okay. That's like the negative side of it, sort of like the devil card in tarot. Okay. But it really is just saying that it is time to structure and integrate some new kind of structure into your life or into your consciousness, or both. All right. But this is a grand air trine. All right. This is really getting focused, really ready to move into things that you've been thinking about for a while. All right. So that's going to be this week. And then by the end of the week, we have the nose now at 15 degrees. I'm really looking forward to Mars getting into Gemini. That's going to be absolutely amazing. That's in my second house. Second house, all about work and money. You know what I'm saying? And so that's exciting. All right. So let's get ready to move forward in a responsible and healthy way. If you are looking for guidance and, you need help, or, you want to get a reading, or you'd like to join the opportunity community, you're looking for coaching, if you're in Vegas, if you're looking to go to an event, or, learn some shadow work, doing all kinds of cool shit over here, DM me, hit me up, or, put a comment in the YouTube channel and check it out. Let's all work together and keep building this. I'm also getting back into doing training. Okay. So if you're in Vegas and you're looking for a trainer, let me know. I'm going to be working with my boy, Cody Crowley. He's a professional boxer, and we're creating a system that is, it's going to be fun. All right. We're going to make it fun. We're making it exciting. And, microscopy, that's I do nutrition for people and detoxification protocols. Let's all work together to optimize your health, your wellness, your fitness, because physical fitness is emotional fitness. All right. And we are blending this together. We are creating a whole new thing, a whole new world. All right. So on that note, I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful week. And let's go at this week with good positive intention, sitting in the heart space, listening to your heart. All right. Going with the flow and going into those places that feel scary, feel like you're going into the unknown, but it has to happen. You just know, and you see and you feel that it's got to go this way, because where you're at right now, it's done. It's not serving you anymore. All the lessons and all the shit that happened here, it's not feeding us anymore. Okay. I love you guys very much, and I appreciate you guys so much for tuning in and for always, supporting. If this information resonates with you, please like, share, subscribe. I appreciate you guys so very much, and I'll see you all on the next weekly energy report. All right.